Alright guys, I'm going to jump right back into it. I just came back from a very long vacation out in California, did a bunch of stuff over there, and now I'm back. I had one day off before I went back to work, and of course I had to go see Ty West's new film, Pearl. I've been waiting for this film since March, when X came out. For all those who don't know, Pearl is the prequel to the film X that came back out back in March. If you stayed for the end credits of X, there was a teaser trailer for Pearl. Turns out, because they filmed a lot of X and Pearl in New Zealand, they had a quarantine. And during that quarantine, Ty West decided to expand on his character from X and give us her backstory of why she is like she is. Him and Mia Goth co-wrote the script, and they filmed it side by side with X. It was a secret until X came out, and Jesus, I wish more directors would take that chance. It is so interesting of a concept, both movies coming out in the same year, chronologically different, but let's kind of jump into the review of Pearl. Pearl takes place in 1918. We get the backstory on Pearl from X. We see her as a young woman. She's living with her two parents on a farm. Her father is bound to a wheelchair and is basically a vegetable. Her mother is hardworking and expects Pearl to do the same, and her beloved Howard is in World War I. She has not heard from him in months. She doesn't even know if he's still alive. She is isolated on this farm because the Spanish flu is happening at the same time. So she doesn't get a lot. But Pearl, like Maxine, has that X factor. She is going to be a star. So she finds out that there is a dance competition coming up at the local church. They're going to make a chorus line of girls to dance around the state for Christmas. In a nutshell, that's the plot, essentially. I will say this. Pearl is not a horror film. There's a body count of 4. I'm going to try not to give any spoilers, but I wouldn't consider Pearl a horror film. It's more of just a demented origin story. Think Wizard of Oz. The way they shot this film and the techniques they used, it looks like Wizard of Oz. It does. It's fantastic. The score they used, everything about it feels like a classic film from the 30s. It's delightful. It's dark. It's a little twisted, but it does show you backstory on Pearl. It makes you actually really empathetic towards her, and it makes X a better film. I can't wait to go back and watch X now that I've seen Pearl, knowing what I know. But Pearl is a delight. The casting is great. It's a very small cast, very terrific acting. The writing is great. Ty West is a madman. I love him. Quite frankly, this new trilogy from A24 is incredible. I wish we would go back to making horror films like this that got wider releases. They made both movies for $2 million, so about $1 million a piece. X brought back that money, so now everything Pearl is making is just added bonus. It's all profit. If you liked X in any sense of the way, go see Pearl, but don't go in expecting the bloodbath that was X. X is off the walls, bananas, bonkers, blood everywhere. An insane slasher homage film. This reminded me a lot of Psycho in the sense of it's a character piece, it's character driven. There is gore, but it's not a lot, not compared to X. It's more of delving into Pearl, why she is like she is, why she's doing what she's doing, and getting in her mindset. Unfortunately, Pearl does for some people, and I did sympathize with Pearl greatly, so now I'm excited to rewatch X. But Mia Goth she's the new Scream Queen. We've got a new one. Everyone was saying Jenna Ortega last year, and she's an X, and she's fine. Mia Goth is it. Mia Goth is it. There is a monologue in this film that left me wanting to applaud, like standing ovation. 6 minutes, straight monologue into the camera. Outstanding. And if you think that monologue was too long, you're wrong. That monologue was perfect. It's not too long at all. It was excellent. The character development in this. I have not seen a delicately unhinged performance like this since Anthony Perkins in Psycho. And that is the closest movie I can relate it to, because it's not necessarily horror, but it's twisty and turny and wild, and a love letter to movies as well as horror films. And it's hard to explain Pearl. It's a delight. It's campy. It's crazy. It's unlike anything you've really ever seen. So yes, Pearl, wonderful, loved it. Apologize for being disgusting. I thought it was great. It's a great companion piece. And if you stay for the end credits of Pearl, by the way, those end credits are insane and completely Those were completely ad-libbed by Ty West and Mia Goth. Stay for the end credits of Pearl. There is a sneak peek for Maxine, which will be the third film in the X trilogy. But yeah, Pearl, I give it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was great. It was fantastic for what it is. Don't go in expecting X Part 2. Put your expectations a little lower. Think Psycho. But yeah, everyone go see Pearl. It's fantastic. Comment below. Tell me what you think if you've seen it. I would love to go see Barbarian. I don't know when I'll have time. But if there's any movies you guys want me to see at home, on streaming, anything like that, comment down below. I'll make sure to do a review for it. But until next time, I gotta go deal with this. See you later.